All right. Hey, everybody. This is, my name is Wendy Stauffer, and I am a Senior Ruby Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. And I've invited you onto this call so that you can hear from two of our really strong Manbassadors. They're building businesses and enjoying what they are seeing. So we have Ryan, and he is Angela Faith's husband. So Ryan, welcome. And we also have Jonathan Strong. He has signed up recently when one of my level ones, Kathy Strong, went gold. Congratulations, Kathy. And they're both building this really fabulous team. So I really wanted this to be an opportunity for some of the men to be able to listen in and get a perspective from the men building the business, because it looks like, hey, it's all women doing it. There is also Josh Strong. I see him in the car. He is one of our Manbassadors. So welcome, Josh, too. So I'm going to mute myself, and we're going to turn this over to Ryan first, and then Jonathan will join. I'm going to be recording this and then being able to do closed captioning on it. So it's going to be accessible for people who won't be able to get on it, and also people who are not able to hear it. So take it away, Ryan.
All right. Well, first of all, Wendy, thanks for the opportunity. I appreciate it, and I hope a lot of people get to watch this video. And Plexus has been, as you know, you've seen my stories. My association with Angela, obviously her being my wife, and really kind of bringing this business to Frederick and so forth. But from my perspective, I'll tell a little bit about myself, a little bit about my story and how I got into Plexus. Well, first of all, my wife's story in the condensed version was she had some health related issues, and they were pretty significant to the point at which our quality of life had changed a lot. And I'm based a little about myself. I'm 43 years old. I spent almost 10 years in the Army, played 13 years of football, including in college, husband, father of three, and still have a very active lifestyle, workout and so forth. But obviously I'm getting older and so forth. So back to Angela. We've been married for over 20 years, and over about the last 4 years, about 4 years ago, she had some major health related issues. So multiple prescription drugs and so forth, and really nothing was helping. I had accepted the fact that I was going to have to change career tracks. We'd even talked about moving her downstairs to our room down here so she didn't have to get up and down the steps. So right about the time she was fed up with her prescriptions, she found Plexus through a friend she went to high school with, Facebook posts online. Angela had always known about probiotics and so forth. So started taking the products, and literally within 10 days, it was almost a 180 with her health related issues. So me being a huge skeptic, obviously, somebody that would never consider supplements, she used to get me to try to take vitamins and all kinds of different things. And in the military, I was taught, I'd go out, I'd run, I'd work out, and I'd stay in shape. So I was never one of those GNC type guys. So, but I believed I knew what it took to stay healthy and to stay fit. So, however, having seen that happen with Angela and her go through that, it was the first time in my life that I had seen supplements have that kind of positive effect on somebody. So I became a believer. Even without trying the products, I immediately knew that something about the products was different, that they worked. I had my wife back and so forth. So I started taking the products. And primarily, I didn't really need to lose weight, but I was having a lot of sugar crashes. My 2 p.m. sugar crash, I commute about 45 minutes to 50 minutes a day. So I started taking the products. I saw what they did with her. So I started seeing results, specifically the Plexus Slim and the Triplex, within about 4 days, honestly. And that was, they say you have an aha moment. Now, the Plexus Slim is designed, as you know, Wendy, but for those watching this, is designed to help stabilize for blood sugar stabilization. So a lot of that, it reduces the cravings and so forth that you have for sugars. Well, that's easy for me to tell somebody, or for until you actually physically experience that, you might shrug it off. Well, about the 4th day into taking the Plexus Slim and the Triplex, I literally, there was a thing of brownies on the counter, and I looked at them, and I didn't want to have anything to do with them. And I hadn't eaten a lot. It wasn't like I wasn't hungry. I just literally didn't want the sugar. So, so to kind of jump forward a bit, I've been taking the Triplex for, gosh, that was for about a year and a half now, and I have cut out all of the sugar. I don't have sweet teas anymore. I stopped drinking sodas. I stopped drinking diet sodas, and I feel a lot healthier. I have a lot of energy, natural energy. So that's just the product side. There are some new products that I'll touch on towards the back end of this that I really want to get into, that I've really had some great experiences with. Actually, you know what? Why don't I go ahead and bring it up now so I don't forget? At Plexus Convention in June, we were introduced one new product and one product that was a modified version of a previous product. So the big thing is that there's this new product called Plexus Edge, and I've been taking that along with my triplex. And with the triplex alone, I had plenty of energy. I think it was because my blood sugar was stabilized and so forth. However, the Plexus Edge, it's to the point now where I take it in the morning with my Slim and my other two triplex products, and it's been unbelievable. I mean, I don't have any jittery in it. I feel like I've got energy that carries me throughout the day. Quick story: Angela and I have spent the last 2 days landscaping our yard, trying to get our house ready, to fix it up and so forth. I'm on the phone, guy. Sorry. But so anyway, so I've been taking this Edge, and other than my body being sore, because I'm 43, I'm not a young man anymore, the energy has been there. And this is in 100-degree heat. Now, I've stayed hydrated. But so back up to when I first started taking it after convention, and the Plexus Edge, I noticed after about 3 or 4 days that my coffee craving, and again, I'd already cut the sugar out of my coffee, but I was ordering a coffee and I'd have like 1 or 2 sips, and I just didn't want any more, and I couldn't figure it out. And then I realized kind of an epiphany moment where the Edge was replacing that energy in the morning. So long story short, the Edge is a great product, and I will tie that in as far as being a Manbassador per se, but just an ambassador in general, how that can help people. So so that's kind of a product overview. What I want to get into is the business side of it. I think coming in, Wendy, this is supposedly a all-male audience. Is that what we're kind of striving for here? Okay. So I belong to several Manbassador group pages and so forth, and I think for whatever reason, it's nice for me, but generally speaking, a lot of men, if you show them the business and the bottom line up front, you show them that they can do well financially out of this business. A lot of men are driven by business and by money. So the Plexus compensation plan is, this is the first multi-level marketing company that I've ever been part of, that my wife has ever been part of. But the compensation plan is unlike any other compensation plan out there in the market. You don't have to maintain a stock. There are all these other things with other companies. You don't have to have a minimum amount of products purchased every month. The only thing you have to have essentially is you have to have $100 worth of product to be able to make commission as part of running your business as an ambassador. And that can be from buying your own products, or that can be from having, being a silver ambassador and having 3 people underneath of you. So it's $100 minimum, or I'm sorry, not minimum, $100 built within your team, and then you earn commission. If you don't make the $100, you're not penalized. You just don't make commission as part of the business. So what I found is, well, first of all, my wife, for those that don't, my wife, Angela Faith, is she's basically made it to the rank of Emerald Ambassador, which is the 3rd highest from the top. And she's probably going to be the Sapphire, which is the 2nd highest from the top in the next, either maybe the end of this month, if not next month. So, but the bottom line is, from the business perspective, the things that it's brought for us, we've been able to, I'm a government employee. I've got 18 years of government service between the military and my current job, and her salary passed me up about 3 months ago, and I couldn't have been happier. So I will gladly be the insurance provider and the guy that gets to retirement and then has that to carry on, but I will let great, bravo. However, I also want to do that as well. So I continue to work. I'm actually a gold ambassador, which is I just made gold ambassador last month. So I'm slowly building my business as well. And again, it's not part-time for me. I'm all in, but I am working a full-time government job as well. So, but that don't let that hold you back, because if you have a full-time job, you can find time in this business. It's very easy to do. So, but the big thing, I wrote a couple key points about. I talked briefly about the compensation plan. Wendy, I saw you post a link that has a very good, thorough description of the compensation plan on your page. So I won't get into too many of the details on that. I am a product of the product because I do believe in the products. I've seen what they did for my wife and how it changed our quality of life, and I know what they're doing for me. This business is I don't want to say it's easy, because everybody's different, but it's really all about relationships. It's about relationships and networking. And I mean, I have talked to somebody from every facet of my life about this business, or somebody from every facet of my life has reached out to me about the business. Maybe they didn't all buy, but they sure are asking questions. So there's that. Basically, the way I do is I go into Facebook and I share. I have a goal where I share at least one story a day. Sometimes I try to do 2 or 3. Now, with those stories, I don't. My goal is to. I don't want to share just advertisements. I want to show how people can relate to me, because these are my friends, these are my networks, and so forth. So I want people to be able to see how things going on in my life, how Plexus has helped those things going on in my life, and how they can relate to something that's going on in their life, whether it's health-related issue, whether it's financial independence, paying off debt, whatever it may be. So, so I don't know if that resonates with you, but that's kind of I think that is key. So the other thing is for the men listening, I think that when I first started the business, I felt like, I had my core group of people that I wanted to target, and I wanted to share the products with in the business. And there's a huge market out there, and it's not just men. We have a lot of women in our company. The majority of our company is made of women. However, hi, I'm sorry, my wife popped in. So I guess my point is, there's a huge market out there. So just because I'm a Manbassador and Jonathan's a Manbassador and so forth, doesn't mean that it doesn't help everybody. Obviously, it helped my wife, and so it helps a whole, men, women, and so forth. So I'm kind of going off track here, but don't feel like because you're a man, if you want to join this business, that you have to just focus on the guys at the gym. I mean, I've had people on Facebook contact me out of high school that I didn't expect to contact me. So that are women, or I went to high school with, or middle school, and so forth. So it can help everybody, not just men. So getting a little sidetracked here. Something specific to men, though. If you do some research in the company and you learn more about these Manbassadors, there are men from all walks of life. There are women from all walks of life, but specific to men, there are people that I know in the gym have joined. There are MMA fighters. There's one that I know really well, and then there's another one who's getting ready to join my team. Several police officers on the team, soldiers, Olympians, professional athletes. I know a professional baseball player that's on our team, a former professional baseball player, chiropractors, doctors, and so forth. So that's a lot of information. I don't want to take too much time, but I'll just sum it up. I was a huge skeptic. I saw what the products did for my wife. I felt what they have done for me. We are paying off all of our debt. We are able to go do vacations and stuff like that, the things that we had put off for so long. We're able to afford to do so many nice things. And it's because the way the business is structured, not because there are people that go out and bust their butt every day in other companies, and they bust their butts. Now, we bust our butts too, but the compensation plan works to help us. It gives us ambassadors 50% back. It goes of the company revenue goes back towards the ambassadors. So, Wendy, I could go on and on. Jump in any time, but I can't express enough how blessed I feel to be part of this company. And I have my wife back, and forget the money. I mean, yeah, the business is great, but I've got my wife back, and we have our health back. But but with the business and the financial income, that has changed our lives as well.
That's huge. Thank you so much. I'm wondering, just the one thing I'm asking you and Jonathan both to share, and that is, you go to an opportunity meeting, or you go to convention, or you go to some of these larger events, and the men are, you are there, but we, the women, seem to take up the whole room. So I'm wondering, how do you talk to the men when they say, "Oh, this is women's business"? What is your response to that? Is what I'm thinking.
Sure. Well, my response is everybody wants to be healthy, right? We all want to be healthy, and that's at all stages of our lives. Obviously, adults, at 18, they have some different priorities. They are in better shape than we are for the most part. Their bodies have had less wear and tear. So, but I share my story, or I share other, the guys I talked about, the soldiers, the police officers, the guys in special operations, the professional athletes. I mean, the Olympians, all those stories. I share my story and I share their stories. And then I may even, like I'm doing for you, I may call one of them that I have a good relationship with, and then, have them sit in on a call with me or meet with me and so forth. But I think the bottom line is just being genuine and sharing the products, and then just being as clear and concise as you can, which sometimes I'm good at, sometimes I'm not. But so I think it's tying in specific to men, all these other men out there that are taking and having incredible experiences with the products, both from a health-wise and from a financial perspective. And that's kind of it. And then obviously, and then knowing enough about the products, and really, again, I believe in the products. I've seen what they've done. And then the Plexus Edge, which has really come on, which is the new energy supplement we have, which has really helped me market against those horrible energy drinks out there, the Red Bulls, and then my story about coffee, about, hey, I'm not drinking coffee anymore, and I didn't even plan on doing that because I love coffee. It was a comfort item. So hope that, maybe Jonathan has more to add if he's ready. I don't know.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time to be on this with us.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, thanks. Jonathan. So this is Jonathan Strong. I'm going to invite him to share the same thing, just, his product experience and what he saw when he saw the business, and then how he's viewing that business for his future and with his family. So Jonathan, thanks for being on the call. Come on.
It is my pleasure, Wendy. Thanks for having me. Again, my name's Jonathan Strong, and I just signed up the beginning of this month on the 3rd of July. So I started the products back in September of last year. Did a kind of a slow start. Had some issues with getting my products the second month, but have been consistently on the products since November now. I will tell you that I am a firm believer in the products. When I started, it was because I needed to lose some weight for the military. I've been in the reserves, been in the military for over 20 years now, and still working as a government contractor. So for me, I still need to keep my health and my weight. And being in my mid-40s, my gut is growing quicker than I am. So I've finally reversed that process, thankfully. But so I started for weight loss, but what I experienced within the first couple of weeks of being on the swim was relief from pain in my feet. I had gotten to the point where it was like walking on glass for me in the middle of the night when I'd get up to go to the bathroom. And there were a few times I contemplated crawling to the bathroom. That's how much it hurt my feet. Within a couple weeks, that pain was going away. And by the end of the month, it was gone. Well, that second month where I didn't have the product, the pain started to come back. Third month, back in November, when I started, the pain went away again. That told me right there that the swim, because that was the product I had consistently taken the first month and the third month of my journey. So that told me that the swim addressed the issues in my body that were causing the pain in my feet. Continue on. Wife and I signed up to do it. And it was my wife that we signed up, but was me starting to take the product. When I started to get relief, my wife, who had 3 knee surgeries, had 2 knee surgeries, she had 3 of the 4 ligaments in her knee torn when she fell out of a tree picking cherries while I was in Afghanistan about 6 years ago. So she's gone through those surgeries, gone through the recoveries, and after the second knee surgery, probably about a year or so after it, she was developed what she would describe as fire in her feet. The nerve endings were just literally on fire. If I were to touch her feet, it would send her through the roof, and she'd be exceedingly mad with me. We'll keep it somewhat calm because she's listening into us tonight. But needless to say, they were very sensitive. Now, today, my son can massage her feet. So for her, it was a little bit more than just the slim that took care of the pain in her feet. She needed the nerve and the ease product to help address those nerve endings and so forth. So for me, I will tell you that I firmly believe in the products. I think between the 4 people in my family that are on the products, we've used, I think, literally every product that Plexus offers today. My daughter has her own set of stories of how it's helped her. She's an ambassador underneath my wife. She just went silver today. So that was an exciting moment for us just to see that finally come through. Having been helping my wife since we started building the business back in December, I've had the benefit of being exposed, attending the conventions, attending the meetings. I kind of saw the business opportunity for what it was back in April of last year, so April of 2015. It was just a matter of having the right time and the right money, being a family of 6 and having a bunch of horses on my property and having horse show season. Last summer was kind of tight for us financially, and that's why we took a kind of a slower start from an overall process. But I will tell you that once we started the business in November and December, when those checks started to come in, we just having 1 or 2 people underneath Kathy at that time, and us taking our personal products, I'm like, this isn't like what we've done before. There's actual money coming back. And by the beginning of the year, Kathy hit silver, and things just kept kind of growing and going to the point where last month, when she finally promoted to gold, I was able to sign up this month in July, sign my son up on his birthday. So right now, our family has 4 ambassadors, and our family's goal is to all be on stage at convention next year. So everybody in the family sees the vision. We work together to support each other. We did an event a couple weekends ago for our daughter. Kathy will go out and talk with people on the team for each other. So for us, it's kind of a family building event as well, because we see what it is, and no other opportunity that's out there allows a family to do something like this as well. Joshua, who's, like I said, just turned 18, just signed up, understands that what Plexus offers will allow him to get the funding for him to do what he wants to do in life, that if he were to go the traditional route, would take him forever to get the financial backing to go out and work and do mentoring with youth and work with kids and that kind of stuff. So for me, Plexus allows people to see the hope and vision, and restores hope, right? So I've worked since I was probably junior high school. So I've got a lot of years of working, and I've worked my butt off to get where I'm at. I personally don't have a college degree. I've been told I have doctorate level knowledge on stuff. So I just don't have the lambskin from a university that says, hey, you're smart. But that's okay. Like I said, I've been successful. I owe a lot of it to some great leadership that I've worked with in the military that have taken me and shown me how taking care of people takes care of you. And those are the principles that I apply in working with our Plexus team as well. Quite frankly, most other businesses, I won't say all because I'm sure there's some others that are out there that do it a little bit differently, but in no other business will you work to take care of your people and not get questions as to why you're doing it. Most businesses, it's a very much self-centered approach to it. With Plexus, it is a one Plexus team environment, team mentality. Last night we did an event for one of our team members, and none of his people showed up, but he actually took the computer out and signed up somebody that showed up for somebody in a complete different leg that he had no clue who they were, and signed that person up. So it was helping the Plexus team overall, but it didn't help him out at all. And he was the one hosting the event. So for me, it just reinforces that one Plexus mentality of we're in it to work together. The fact that Ryan and I are here on Angela's call to try and explain why Plexus is so unique. I posted a link on your thread of the compensation plan, why it is like no other compensation plan. So people need to, I think, take the time. It's a 30-minute video to listen to somebody that's I would say has expert level knowledge in network marketing and has gone out and compared the different compensation plans so that you have the knowledge to say, to work with somebody that says, oh, I did network marketing, I did this one, and it just didn't work for me. And you can go back with some intelligent questions to talk to them and say, so Plexus isn't like that. It's designed the way network marketing could be done, should be done, but seldom is. That's one of the things that the CEO of the company likes to say quite frequently. And he says it because it's quite honestly true. To go from essentially zero back in November, December timeframe to where Kathy is a gold last month. She's already requalified this month as gold. She's helped her team. I think she's added 3 new silvers, if you count myself and 2 other people on the team, and a couple others that are on the verge to make that growth and be as successful as she has been, and have those hopes and dreams where before it was, I'm pretty much at the top of where I'm going to be as a government contractor as far as income goes. So knowing that I'm going to get maybe somewhere between a 1% and a 3% pay raise, the military, being a reservist, I know what my promotion cycles are, and I know that a promotion within the military is not like a rank advancement within Plexus. With each rank advancement close to doubling what your previous rank was, but you're growing in pay between those ranks as well. Network marketing is giving you those pay raises and that growth in income, that residual income that you're not going to get elsewhere, to the point of being CEO level income from a network marketing industry within 2, 3, even if it took you 5 years. A 19-year-old that's retired and making a $50,000 a year income. Those are the things that excite my kids and to give them hope for being able to do things in life, seeing what the current economy is today.
Cool, very cool. Thank you very much. Okay, so here's my question then. Again, from the beginning, I think, Jonathan, the first time, whether you came to my house or seeing you in meetings, and you might have been the only man present in that meeting. And I was very thankful that you stuck with us and that you saw this vision, that being around a bunch of women didn't scare you off. So what would you how do you see yourself marketing this? You're reaching out to every type of person, every issue, but what about that fact that, again, some men aren't comfortable coming into a room with a bunch of women?
Well, I would use a phrase that was used at the Manbassador meeting, but I'll refrain from that. But it's to some extent, it's get over it. The women are out there just like the men are. I will tell women that are out there, don't be afraid to approach the men. Where I've been able to help Kathy and some of the females on our team is in talking with their spouses and explaining to them maybe more of the compensation plan side, because as Ryan said, that's one of the things that a guy will key off of is what are the finances? What are the financial benefits behind doing something like this? Because time is money, and we don't necessarily get more time in our day. So if you're asking me to spend time developing a network marketing business, I need to know that it's going to be worth my time to take and do that. And I will tell you that it is worth every bit of the time that I put into it. There are certainly, I get more benefit out of certain things that I do than others. But even if I'm learning something that maybe I need to do it slightly differently and approach it better next time, that's just a life skill in general, right? You learn from your mistakes and you move forward and you make improvements. So I would say of the first 3 people that I signed up, and my goal when I signed up was to go silver and 7. So I've had the benefit of being around the company and being around the program so that when I started, I had the ability to get out there. Now, somebody that's never been around it, can they do it? Absolutely. The biggest thing you'll get is, I need to have my own story. I need to try the products for myself. And some people, you're just not going to get past that mentality. Others, you can explain, look, you've got me, you've got our upline, and you have thousands of testimonies through YouTube, through Facebook, of how it's helped different people, and it's helped a wide variety of issues with those people. It's just phenomenal. The one other thing that I forgot to mention, to kind of reinforce what Ryan was saying, on the ride home from church tonight, my son said, the next product I need to order is Edge, because I took my Edge on Friday and I was able to work through the day. And he just started working as a produce clerk at a grocery store. So he's gone from not working essentially, he's mowed lawns and that kind of stuff, but this is the first time he's worked for a company where he's got to pay taxes and all that kind of work, right? So he's working an 8-hour shift at a grocery store, and he's not used to doing that. Today he didn't have his Edge, and he came home and said, I need to order me some Edge next month. So Edge does work. Personally, I used to drink Monsters in the afternoon before I started on the Triplex. And I found even after being on Triplex, I'll have a slump in the afternoon. So I've added Edge into my routine. And what it does is it allows me to kind of clear the fog, think clearly in the afternoon, and have that energy. Where a Monster would only last me a couple hours worth of energy, so I might have to have two drinks in the afternoon. Now I've got energy and focus that lasts me through the afternoon and well into the evening, which certainly helps with trying to do the things that we're doing for our team.
All right, cool. All right, so one more question. So I'm unmuting Ryan and you. So, all right, cool thing is, for people who don't know Angela, she is my direct sponsor. She's my upline. And she was very much alone out here on the East Coast when she started this. And, a great, strong business. She's building a really strong business. And some of the people that are going to be seeing us walking around and sharing our business and our products are starting to say, but doesn't everybody already know about it now? So Ryan and Jonathan, what are your thoughts on, are we saturated?
Yeah, Jonathan, if you don't mind, I'll go first. To be completely honest, I don't remember the name of the town, but I know there's a town in Texas that this is where Celeste lives. And I don't remember the exact number, and I should, but I want to say there are between 15 and 20 Jewel ambassadors that all live in the same town. Most of them all go to the same church. The thing about, gosh, I mean, how many million people are in this country? 300, 400 million? So my wife now, you're right, Wendy. When Angela found out about Plexus, nobody knew about it in the state of Maryland. There was a small team down in southern Maryland. There was a little sprinkle here. Actually, there was a sprinkle here in Mount Airy. There was a little bit out in Baltimore, but nobody really knew about it. And to answer your question, there's no need to worry about saturation whatsoever. And even more so in Maryland. If you're not going to worry about if you're going to be at all concerned about saturation, which you shouldn't, definitely don't worry about it here in Maryland on the East Coast. So, but the bottom line is, Jonathan brought up a good point earlier about the one Plexus thing, where his ambassador at the meeting, we all help one another. Ambassadors from other teams come to Angela's events. They come to your events, Wendy. and a lot of the other key leaders in the company. I mean, that's what we do. And the big thing I found is just relationships. It's, do they trust you? Are you credible? Or do they value you as somebody that, wow, if he's saying this, about the products, I'm gonna talk to him. But even so, if they don't, again, it's all, at the end of the day, the revenue is all coming back to us anyways, right? Because 50% comes back to the ambassadors. But the bottom line is, I'm not worried about saturation. I know Angela's not. I guarantee Wendy's not, and I'm sure Jonathan's not. But I won't speak for Jonathan. I'll let him speak for himself.
Thank you, Jonathan.
So, are we saturated? Absolutely not. If we were saturated, everybody on my street would be on Plexus, and they're not. But we did find out, a person at the end of the street signed up from somebody else recently, but that doesn't mean Kathy's not talking to them and working with them. Just the way she is. It's the way we need to work with all of our people. So, saturated, no, because people in places that I don't know people. You've got relatives in other places, and to kind of reinforce what Ryan was saying, I've reached out to diamonds and sapphires in other countries because Kathy's had a prospect in those places, and everybody that I have reached out to is more than willing to have somebody show up to their event so that they can get more education and get tied in and be part of the One Plexus. So, to reinforce, you're not saturated because you can reach out to people and different friends, relatives, whatever. You've lived in different places. You've been in the military. You know that, I've got a friend that's in Chicago, or I've got a friend that's out in Phoenix, or wherever that might be. You can generally reach out to somebody that's in Plexus, that's even likely a jewel or even a senior person within Plexus, and say, hey, I've got this person. Can I get them tied into some event that you have, or talk to you one-on-one to explain what Plexus is from a personal. And you don't even have to do that. You can do a Zoom call like this and reach out to somebody around the world and have that face-to-face virtual discussion with them and explain Plexus to them. So even if your neighborhood is saturated, the world is not.
Awesome. That's an excellent answer. Excellent answer. I'm so thankful to you two for coming on and sharing your thoughts. I know we have just a couple of people listening in. I don't know if any of them have a specific question for you that they can either unmute themselves and ask, or if they want to type it in, or maybe reach out to me later. But so before I close out the recording, do we have anybody that wants to ask a question of our speakers? All right. Well, thank you again so much for taking time to do this. This was recorded, so I'll make sure that I get some closed caption on it, and then I'll post that to YouTube, and you guys will be able to share it with some of your downline that weren't able to hop on. So thank you so much, guys.
Have a good night, Wendy.
Thanks, Wendy.
You too.
See you, Jonathan.
See you, Brian.